Well, hey guys, today is a beautiful day, September 30th, 2025, and I've been meaning to make this video for a few days, but I had to tie it in with something else and yada yada, so here it is. Final update on the pacemaker. I am now off of doctor's parole. I'm allowed, and that hurts because I haven't lifted my arm up that high in a little over 6 weeks. But I'm off a doctor's parole, so I can start doing some stuff. I'm not going to start off real heavy, but I'm planning on here probably in about 2 weeks getting out and spending 3, 4, 5 days up on the mountain, just because. Now, the main part of this, it's a little late, but it's better late than never. Scot Violette, Sasquatch America, or American Sasquatch, I can't remember which one it is. He passed away. And, I talked to him twice on the phone. Both times probably an hour and a half, maybe closer to 2 hours. Little bit of Bigfoot talk, but what him and I had in common is Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. He was over there a little bit longer than I was, but we were both primarily in the same area of operation. And from what I'm understanding, that his heart-related issues, or not, let me back up, not heart-related issues, Gulf War-related issues. The same thing that's affected my heart, the same thing that caused me to end up needing a pacemaker, affected him as well, and so many of us that were in that area of operation. Exposure to sarin nerve gas, exposure to mustard gases, the PB pills that we were taking, I can't even pronounce it, bromide something. We just called them PB pills because we're not pharmacists and we don't know how to say those big fancy medication words. But yeah, so Scott had similar issues to what I have going on. Just affected him a little differently than it's affected me, but the bottom line is, another one of us Desert Storm veterans that have died due to exposures and pills and vaccinations. God, man, him and I just, we had some deep conversations on this. One of those things, I wish I would have talked to him more, but he tied up in what he was doing, I'm tied up in what I'm doing, and things sometimes just slip by the wayside, and there it is. I'm grateful he's not suffering anymore. Understanding, firsthand about these issues, and so many times, over the years, it's just been, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, and even from the public, got a lot of that, oh, you guys, you're making it sound worse than it actually is, and whatever the sob story may be, but this is a real thing. This is something that we struggle with. I'm not. I don't recall. Or I'm not aware of whether he had any children post Desert Storm. I have one. you know, and she has some issues as well. You know, not to the degree that I do, but you know, it was transferred down. But you know, just kind of a sobering moment. You know, I had Chris Kramer. You know, he sent me this video that Scott and his wife produced, and you know, talking about you know, his exposures and the pills, and yeah, you know, the issues that he was suffering from, you know, with his heart, and it took me a few days. You know, it's stuff I got to process because it just hit so close to home. You know, is you know, I know everything's working right with it right now, but you know, even with the pacemaker, because of you know, electrical interferences, we'll just call it that, short circuiting and in our electronics, not just the heart but everywhere else. You know, I've got undiagnosed MS because of it, and the reason it's undiagnosed is it's not MS, but it's identical to MS. If that makes any sense to you, sure doesn't to me. But VA won't do the final examination to determine whether it is MS or whether it's not. But you know, the bottom line is, you know, the electrical systems are, you know, excuse me, are just you know, wearing down, and you know whatever the future holds is what the future holds. You know, I'm secure enough in my faith and in Christ Jesus, and you know, in my salvation, that you know, that I'm not worried about it. Other than you know, friends and family, you know, trying to fill the gap once I'm gone. But I don't plan on being out of here for a long time. I've still got a lot of pain and a lot of suffering that I got to go through. uh, and Not being out with my guys is a little bit of pain and suffering I got to deal with. And then when I get out with them, I got to deal with the pain and suffering of being out with them. Yeah, I said that. Um, it's been a while. Oh man, yeah, we got to get out. But no, it's just, you know, I had to say something about Scott. You know, great guy. Um, you know, he's truly going to be missed, not just by friends and family, but you know, by the community. He had his followers, and you know, just my hat's off to him. My hat's off to him. Um, he's a brother. Um, he's a brother in Christ. He's a brother in combat. We chewed the same sand. You know, it's just another one's gone. Gone but not forgotten. So, as us veterans say, never forget. And with that, I'm going to kind of put this to a rest. I love each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I thank you so much for taking time out of your lives to, you know, to listen to me babble. I will be getting out soon. Please, please, please pay close attention to your surroundings. Be good to yourselves and be good to those around you. Stay safe. Peace out.